see how this works on the phone. Hey guys, let me turn on some extra light, make it nice and bright. How's everybody doing? So I got this package. I just picked that up from my PO box. I got it from Switzerland. Very curious. A little bit of ASMR. Nabend, moin moin. Oh yeah. I do think that Cubano already talked about this. I hate that everything is mirrored here, but I can't see myself otherwise talking to you. But this is 1G. And I heard a lot of good stuff about it. I'm very curious. Wait, let me see if I can see your chat here. Okay. Justin, how's it going? Yeah, 1G. All right, let me see. So there you go. Pop it open. Look at this. Kuba went absolutely nuts. I think he liked this fragrance as well, but I think he got nuts about this part of the deal. So we'll see about that. This is called Cocaine. Cocaine. Can you believe that? Oud wood. I love oud. This could be something good. This could be definitely something good. Let's give it a try. Didn't get held up by customs, so I assume it passed the test. It's much lighter than I thought, actually. Which is nice, especially with my wife. She hates when I overdo it with fragrance. No, but I like this. Not crazy, but it delivers what you would expect. Oud wood, Cocaine oud wood by 1G. I like it a lot. So now I do have to tell you that I'm an absolute virgin when it comes to any of this paraphilia, but because of I have seen movies and I have seen Cubano's review where this is like a little carbon fiber, actually very nice table where you put your cocaine. I think actually just with the memes and all, I'm probably the wrong brother to review this, but again, he doesn't take any drugs, so neither do I actually. So you take this, you put your little baking powder up here, and then you put a couple of lines for you and your guests. You separate them as far as I've seen it in Hollywood and where they glorify that. And then instead of a $100 bill, you stick this carbon fiber snorting straw right into your nose, so you can do it in stereo too if you like. So I guess it's kind of cool because they're really going through with the concept. Not just like what I think it was Rammstein who did the other cocaine release, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see how. I mean, I don't know, but I'll see how I like this going forward. But I do like the opening. Curious about the dry down. I wonder if the dry down is going to be strong because it does feel pretty light on an opening whenever I think oud. This is much more woody than oudi, in my opinion. It does smell nice though. It's definitely a nice scent. I could see myself wearing this for a while on a nice night out. I like that. I am trying to get these guys. These guys are from Switzerland, out of all places. I think his name was, what was it, Mehmet? Let me check. Yeah, Mehmet Erkan from Switzerland. Hey, buddy, if you see this, I still want you to get on my podcast, Sense with Benefits. Let me know how you guys like it so far, the podcast. I have 2 or 3 more episodes recorded. One is going to release either tomorrow or Friday. Don't worry, it's not my real address, it's just my P.O. box. So it's actually in my About section for brands to send me stuff. And I do have some other stuff too that's laying around here. I just don't know how to talk about it because I don't really want to do a regular review. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm trying to get the guys from 1G. I'm trying to get them on the Sense with Benefits podcast. And chat a little bit about this little bad boy and this little bad boy that comes with it. They said that they're a little shy. A lot of people are shy, including Zoran, the guy behind Fragrantica. I just had a conversation with him on Twitter. He seems to be like a really nice guy. My brother told me about him a couple times before, but unfortunately he likes to stay behind the scenes. I also talked to the owner of Fragrance X. He also wants to keep a low profile. And yeah. Wait, what were you writing here? Let's see. Why does it cost $4,500 to own your rights for your own fragrance? I don't know what you mean. Who said that? Kraft powder. Yeah. Rammstein. By the way, my tiny Korean wife, she's the absolute Rammstein fan, and the only concert I ever went to was in Poland. It was a Rammstein concert, and it was freaking awesome. Pyrotechnics was awesome. Loved it. All right, let's see. Yeah. What else, guys? How's everybody doing? News about the day. News of the day, actually, yesterday, Tom Ford sold his brand. Very interesting, $2.8 billion. I congratulate Tom Ford. Obviously, quite an achievement. I was hoping to be in that. Let me dim this a little bit. I was hoping to be a millionaire by now with our own brand, but didn't happen, unfortunately. Club de Nuit. Let me check it out here. I got it in my fragrance vault. Actually, I do have a couple. Okay, let me see. I don't know. Was it already part of Estee Lauder? I'm not that in it, but I assume that they would. I don't know. Honestly, I would be talking out of my butt if I would start talking about it. Club de Nuit. Yeah. Intense Man. And what is this? I got another one. Club de Nuit Woman. What do you guys think? Yeah. Anybody ever tried the Woman on a woman? I don't know. I mean, a little bit of a hot take here. I honestly never knew what people find about Creed Aventus. To me, it smells a little bit harsh. I always thought that the charm of Aventus is almost like, the fact that people notice that you wear a fragrance is often enough to give you compliments. And if something's that strong in your face, like Aventus, I think it is, then people just notice it. And imagine the situation. You're in an elevator with someone and it's obvious that you're wearing a very strong fragrance, okay? And the other guy knows that he's not, or he knows it's not his, and you guys are just like waiting until you get to the right floor, and in the meantime you're like, okay, well, it's so obvious, so I better comment on his fragrance. So he's like, oh, it's a nice scent, what are you wearing? It's just a nice conversation starter too. So it's not all about like, oh my god, they love you for compliments, for the way you smell. It's oftentimes it's just a way to initiate a conversation, and that's how you could use a fragrance as well. It's not really about the way it smells. Sometimes, obviously, it hits the nerve, but you know how subjective it is. Most of the time, I believe, when people give you compliments, it's because they would like or they feel compelled to talk to you for some reason. And that actually happens more in America than in other places. Because people in general, they used to be very open and talking and, just striking up a conversation. You used to walk, I mean, here in Florida, still, you walk down the street in the morning on a Sunday or Saturday, empty downtown, and then you see somebody coming your way, and they're like, "Hey, good morning, how you doing?" Just a very friendly vibe. And I think this is just something where, not just this, but any real strong fragrance that projects, that gives people a reason to initiate a conversation. And if you like that, then that's good for you. There are some people who don't like that, so. But that's my take. It always smelled very strong in your face. This one, and obviously Creed Aventus. And the same actually with Office for Men, I mean, let's be honest. The whole point is to notice something that is strong, and it it eats your face off. But I feel like the dry down on Office was really nice, and I appreciate the little powdery notes, and that was always something that I loved. That's why I love these guys here too. I think this one, oh my god, this smells great, and can't deny. What else do we have? Okay, we got 20 people here. Thank you guys for coming. I feel honored. Okay, Supremacy Silver. I haven't smelled that. I gotta try that out. Hey, Kevin Harthorn, I just wrote you an email back. Thanks for reaching out. You're a cool guy. Definitely love your spirit. Keep it up, buddy. A fellow Floridian here. No, I did not try the limited edition from... Yeah. Well, if you want to get another bottle, anybody wants 50 ml bottles from Office for a good price? What should be a good price? I still have some left, actually, that I just found that I should be listing on the Fragrance Vault. What is a good price for a 50 ml Office? Be honest. I mean, come on. 40 euro. Be honest, man. I mean, it is a good scent. The juice is absolutely fantastic. I hate tooting my own horn pretty much, but I mean, I'm not really connected to it anymore. Yeah, but I'm curious what you think. 70, 50 ml. I wouldn't go above 70. That's for sure. I mean, production costs, it depends. I'm actually there's going to be a very detailed video on production cost, what it actually costs to make a fragrance, because there's a lot of talk, and I'm also interviewing a guy. I already talked to him. I had him on my podcast. It's not released yet, but it's essentially a filling company, and it's a turnkey company that when you want to create a fragrance, you basically just give them your brief, give them your money, and they'll create everything from the scent, the packaging, and they even do the shipping for you if you want. So yeah, no shipping to Germany, only US. I'm sorry. It's a hazardous material, and it's a pain in the butt to do that. So no. By the way, I did get a couple of samples. Sorry, tut mir leid. I did get a couple of samples for my next project, but I didn't like it. I do have to say that the performance just sucks, and it's really not. Performance has to be there. Like, it's not that I want to have this constant projection and that people just notice me all the time, but just for myself, I want to be able to smell what I purchased. I want to smell it after I forgot that I put it on. You know what I mean? So I want to be reminded. One thing I actually, that was crazy. I actually never had that. I think I must have sprayed some of this, which is Angel Share. I must have sprayed some of this like on my hair by accident, because I remember that I sprayed it, and it's not a, I don't think it's a performance beast, but it just lingers. And I think came on my hair because every once in a while, for like a day and a half or so, I didn't. It always came back to me. I got like a whiff, maybe when I did a hair swing like that or something. So that was very interesting to see, and that's why I also started spraying more on my arms, especially when I wear a shirt. Because it's true, when you talk and you talk with your hands, or you shake hands and you go out, you actually smell more of it. And it's very satisfying. It's almost like you get a little dopamine kick that reminds you, hey, man, I put on this nice fragrance. Gotta wrap that. But yeah, coming back to the fragrance samples that I did. What's up, Metal? 1 second, let me get the samples. Let me get the samples. Okay, let's see. Let me see one more moment here. Okay. So, no, but I do have to say, 1G cocaine is something. I like this smell. It's a good one. It's a nice smell where I could definitely. I'm gonna try this out with my wife and see how she likes it. All right, the samples. I'm working with this company. I sent them a couple of ideas, and we're working on this. And they send me those samples. So what happens is the fragrance manufacturer comes up with the formula like they actually created, and then they fill it with the right concentration in those little bottles, and then you should be getting them. And it's weird, I never thought that I would be very like how can I say, advanced with my smelling sense, but I do have to say that I pick up small. I guess for me, it's I can't really articulate what I smell, but I do smell the difference. And right off the bat, it's not what I wanted. It goes in the direction for sure, but it's also really weak. Like, yeah, you spray it, you smell the opening, so it's not. However, I do have good news. I don't want to spill the beans on it. There might be a chance that I actually do something where I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much, but I have a couple ideas. And I would definitely, if I start something new, okay, let's be honest. I was thinking to just copy the brand. Like I said in my first video, right? I was thinking, why not just copy Fragrance One and just do it under a different name? I could still do that. But then I thought, okay, you know what? It's still going to take a lot of effort and time to really, really launch it. Because it's not just like clicking a website, starting a website and selling. Sure, that's a big part, but there's a lot of things that you have to do in the back, especially from a legal and financial standpoint. Setting up everything, it takes a lot of time. So I thought, why not just really put my heart into it and really actually create a freaking brand, just the way we did before, but better. Something that's more, that can play with the big boys. And so I thought that if I would do that, I would actually probably partner up with somebody who definitely has a strong credibility when it comes to the actual creation of fragrance. If you watch my channel, you could probably think a little bit about what would be possible, what's not. But I don't want to spill the beans too much. But there is a certain perfumer that I really, really like. Um, and I love his personal line too. He's been working on really big brands too. But we'll see. We'll see. We gotta talk, and it's not Zaharov. We'll see. It's very early. We were bouncing off a couple of ideas, some fun ones and some really interesting ones. Um, yeah. What? Wait, Ronaldo interview? I don't know what you're talking about. What Ronaldo interview? Anyway, I will keep you updated on that. In regards to my, what did I see here? Why do I have to keep pressing this on my phone? It's like, okay, what was your Halloween costume? I was a cowboy. Check out my short. And I was wearing Stetson Original. Actually, the scent, it's almost scary, but the scent kind of grows on me. Uh, it feels really old school. KK, can you remind me what Ronaldo interview you're talking about? Did somebody do a Ronaldo interview? uh, New Zealand in the house. I haven't been there yet. I wish I could go. And honestly, I don't know about the launch of the brand yet. We'll see about there's a lot of macroeconomics that's going on right now. We're just about to head or already in a recession, so we'll see. On Elon Musk, we should actually do the. You guys should. If you should tweet at Elon Musk and tell him that I want to be his project manager for his fragrance. Maybe he'll respond to somebody. On that note, I'm on Twitter as well. Now my Twitter account has been banned, the original one, for some reason. But it's just Big Fragrance at Big Fragrance. Check it out. I'm posting some fun stuff there too. Yeah, and I'm just having a lot of fun with this, guys. I have no freaking idea where this is gonna go. I'm just having a blast because I'm trying to figure out what to do next. I have a lot of ideas. I am working on the back end on some other. I'm a business consultant for huge companies, but it's fun. But this is what I'm testing on my own, which is really interesting. So, oh my God! I hope I don't give you big pharma uh, vibes at all. I hope not, actually, because hey, I got a playlist that is about aromatherapy, and on that tangent, since you're talking about big pharma, if you look into, if you just read Rockefeller's biography, and you'll find out that he actually invented pretty much the whole modern medicine and medical system. He was giving a lot of funds to universities in the beginning of the 20th century in order to teach people how to use certain medication that is petroleum based. And that's the thing that makes the connection, you know. He actually figured out how to make medicine that was readily available, more not, you know, similar to aromatherapy for thousands of years. Um, and he basically found a way how to extract certain molecules and recreate them in the lab, mostly using petroleum, which was obviously his gold mine. And then he created this whole medical system, which obviously I'm thankful for. It's a great system. But what he did is also demonizing the old ways, the traditional ways of doing medicine, which, you know, is this whole homeopathy approach, which is also why I want to shine a little bit of light on the whole topic of aromatherapy and how it can be helpful in certain situations. Obviously, if you need a cast or you have cancer or something else, God forbid, obviously you want to make use of the modern technologies and everything. But in a lot of cases where you can aid your life, there's a lot of things that aromatherapy maybe can help you. I don't do weed. I'm a one-hit wonder. I When I was living in Hawaii, I tried it a couple times, obviously, but that stuff is just yeah. I'm blasted after one hit. So, and now as a father, it's kind of hard to take the time out and just be out of commission for the entire day. That's my weed story. I did actually, fun fact, I did put weed or like this chocolate, the edibles. I gave that to my brother and my mother actually while they were visiting me in Hawaii, and they were nuts. Like, if I would share that video of Jeremy, you guys haven't seen anything yet from his like crazy TikTok shit. Like, if you would see those files of him like rolling on the floor and screaming and being like crazy to, to like paranoid, because I mean, it's my fault. I gave it to him without him knowing that there's weed in it, and they were very, very. My mom was super upset. She was just quiet for like 8 hours, and my brother was going crazy. But yeah, no, I'm not into drama. I want everybody to be happy and have good vibes. So those files are safe with me. I don't talk to Jeremy really. He decided to kind of cut the cords, so um, I don't talk to him in private. And I also saw. Oh yeah, I used to. Between Jeremy and Daniel, I used to call him Jeremy in front of other people, obviously for the brand, and then sometimes when it's just family, then I would call him interesting. Hey, MH, what does MH stand for? I'm curious. I always see you in the comments. Thank you very much for being with me on this journey. I'm just having fun. I have no idea where we're going, but you know. Send me your questions, guys. What else do you guys want to know? Yeah, well, NFS freak, I agree. But you know, when you have kids, a wife, a mortgage, and a business, and all of this relying on the business basically from my end, and then your brother comes to you and just kicks you out for no freaking reason. Actually, you know, it's not like I was costing the company money. You know, if I was obviously generating income on top of owning equity as we agreed on, and he still does this stupid thing. You know, there's a point in your life where you have to make certain decisions and you have to stand for your values. And again, when you have a family, there's nothing more important than your kids, you know? And I really put everything on the line for this company. I had a media company where I was working with other creators. I'm doing this now more and again. But I had a photography company where I was employing photographers for real estate. And I shut this all down over the years to kind of focus on Fragrance One, and then just boom, like this. Come on, guys, this is not, it's not even about the money or anything at this point, because I wasn't making that much, and I was saving a lot during the time. So I'm good for a couple months, but just the way he was talking to me and the way he was disrespecting me, and especially in front of my wife and guys, I mean, the stuff that he was talking about is very, very disrespectful. But again, I'm not going to mention it in more detail. I just want to move on. Mm-mm-mm. So yeah, it always sounds fun, and I get those people coming on the channel that I should be doing something to like apologize or to mend. But I tried, but yeah. Jurek, ogórek, kiełbasa i sznurek. Yeah, my Polish is better than Jeremy's too. I was actually born in Poland, okay? So I was born during the Cold War in Soviet occupied Poland, and that my parents had to leave me in Poland in order to get a visa to get to West Germany. And they left me with my grandma, and then 6 months later she smuggled me over to West Germany, bribing the border guard. I have no idea how that worked back in the day. And yeah, that's how I grew up in Germany. Jeremy was born couple years later in Germany. Germany fragrance. Yeah. Let me see if I have a couple of more questions here. How do you start your own fragrance company? Like 3 to 6 fragrances. Okay, Chicago Boy is asking how to start a fragrance company. And now this question obviously has been answered already by Jeremy in an extremely detailed way. If I remember correctly, somebody sent me a screenshot where it was like, make a scent, make a website, and sell it. There you go. No, just kidding. But with any company, not just fragrance, really, I highly recommend to create your audience and potential customer base first. So, what do I mean by that? For Jeremy Fragrance, that was obviously you guys. I mean, maybe not you, but his subscribers, and that is why it really worked. A lot of people do the mistake that they really they have an idea and it sounds good on paper. Then maybe in the worst case they actually put some money into it without testing it, and then they have the product or maybe even an inventory, but they haven't developed their audience or their customer base. So you either have to develop your customer base, aka subscribers, or readers of a blog, or you have to work with somebody who owns your customer base. So for example, if I develop a fitness app for your phone, right? I might be a developer, but I have no idea how to find those customers. So what would I do? I would try to get in with a insurance company, a health insurance company, and tell them, you guys own all these people that might be my customers, and I'm giving them a benefit, and I'm giving you a benefit. So if you tell them that as long as they use my fitness app for 10 minutes a month, you will deduct, I don't know, $50 off of their premium. That's the way how you have some sort of a situation where it makes sense. So that's the first answer to your question, Chicago Boy, how to start a fragrance brand, but really any brand. You have to have a customer base. The second thing in fragrance specifically, I think you just have to have a compelling story and a reason why people want to buy your fragrance, because you need to have a way to attract the customer first, right? They have to be willing to give you their money, and then just hope that what you sell them will do whatever they want it to do. So obviously your marketing has to be on point, but once you have your product in their hands, the juice has to do the work for you. And you should never have to remind somebody to repurchase your fragrance, I think, because you definitely need to you need to push it out in front of people so they understand what it is and if they want to buy it. But once they have it, it needs to be a yes, I want this. I want to be married to this fragrance. I want this to be my signature. I love what it does for me, whether it's giving me compliments or reminding me of certain things. I like that the juice itself is why people come back and why they repurchase again. So that's the number 2 thing. And really, I think also when you want to, okay, so that's the third point. But maybe in between, just a logistical thing. Chicago Boy, to your question, to finish this up real quick. Yeah, you have a brief. Then you work with a perfumer. That perfumer can be either somebody individual, or he could be part of a team in a company that is doing something like a turnkey solution, where you go to a company and you say, hey guys, I have this idea for the fragrance. I would like to order 10,000 bottles. Here's my brief. Let's work on this together. You guys can send me a couple of samples. Then you show me what bottles you guys can get me. And then also what packaging we can agree on. And then just give me a number, how much it costs, and I'll give you the money, right? It's very unlikely that if you want to start a fragrance brand, that you go to one of the big houses and they'll actually even return your call or your email. That just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. I mean, even for me, in certain instances after the breakup, I was going through the old email threads where I was included, obviously, on certain conversations. There was this one brand from Germany who apparently developed like an absolute freaking Aventus killer. Okay, I think the project name was called Aviator or something like that. Talking about Aviator, what do you guys think about my new sunglasses? You know the brand? It's my favorite sunglass brand, Persol. Um, Absolute killer juice. Okay, so I wrote them. Hey guys, they were very expensive, by the way. They were very, very expensive, much more expensive than Firmenich, and they didn't want to budge on the price. So that's why we kind of shelved it. But even after I replied to them to that email thread and I said, hey, you know what, guys, I want to give it a try now. These freaking a-holes didn't even return my email. So it's very unlikely that you're just going to go to a big company, the big brand company, and get a deal or get even somebody to deal with you. It's not just the prestige thing. It's also just logistically, if you think about it, these guys are not used to work with like order volumes of like 10,000 bottles. That's like nothing for them, you know? They're dealing like 20 at 50 at minimum. Okay, 500,000 bottles, that's like what gets them going, you know? So that's why those turnkey brands, that's definitely something that's possible. But there's a lot of ways to start your own fragrance, all the way down to, you know, you could try to start something yourself. You know, you could educate yourself, really go hardcore, and look into other brands how they started, you know. And there's definitely room for that. But again, there's a lot of fragrance out there. It's a very, very, very tough market. I just had a conversation today with somebody and they asked me what I would like to do in terms of a brand right now. And honestly, I was just thinking I would probably just start a baby formula brand. I think that would make sense, you know. Baby formula, there's not a lot of competition on the market. Everything that's out there in America, at least, is crap. It's extremely important for mothers, and there's not enough supply, right? So you want to figure out the situation there, and that's another topic. Yeah, let me see what else you guys got here. This is fun. I'm actually I got 10 more minutes left. I have never talked to Killian. I like their sense. The guy, the front man, Mr. Killian himself, is seems like a good guy. Very authentic. You know, he's. Look, I'm not the guy. I'm not the ethereal fragrance aficionado type that can be in front of a brand like this. It's not me, you know. And you have to recognize what your strengths are. Definitely not my strength. Sport routine. I should have a sport routine. Yeah, right now I have two kettlebells on the balcony terrace, but I don't use it. I love Florida. Florida. Did you connect well to the place? I love Florida. Definitely my favorite place in the world. But in February, we're actually going to Dubai. I'm taking the family to Dubai, 2.5 weeks. We just looked at the flights and everything. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. We might end up living there for a couple of months out of the year. We'll see. Let me see. Sorry for this. I'm trying to scroll through the questions. Yeah, I tried CBD. In fact, there was a big CBD manufacturer when I was still living in New York. We wanted to do something together, but it never really, yeah, flourished. I think it's a little bit of a fad too. Never really done anything for me. No, I do smoke cigars. Yep. What do you mean you can't get them here? I'm in Florida. I get Cubans all the time. What do you mean with a life history lesson, Thomas? Explain that. Let me see. There's a lot of nepotism in big brands, father to son. Could be. Well, they're privately held, right? I wouldn't hold it against them. Honestly, you guys might think that's weird, but I still recommend doing business with your family. I do think that doing business with your family has a great potential, because essentially when you do business with someone, it's kind of like marrying them. And you do need to trust those people, and even with my experience in the past, I do still recommend it to most people, because you can trust those folks, in general. However, especially with family and even with friends, well, really with everybody, but especially with family, because you feel like that there's a lot of like things that just can pass without people saying something. You need to establish a clear communication channel. You have to manage expectations and set roles. Really, what is everybody responsible for? And if the decision is made, who's responsible for that? And what is the way to veto that decision if you disagree? I'm generally a fan of, when you work in a team, and small team, right? So just 2 3 people, there has to be consensus on what you do, and you need to hire or work with the people that kind of think like you. They have different, you should definitely have different skill sets, but you need to have the same values. Otherwise, it's gonna. Same with relationships, to be honest, guys. They say that opposites attract. Yeah, they do, but it's kind of like they attract, but then really strongly, but then they repulse each other as well as you go along. For relationships, I also 100% agree that you need to absolutely almost be the same person in the other person's body. Like I always say that my wife is like me in a sexy woman's body. Yeah, and that's, I can absolutely vouch for that. Let's see, what do we have? Well, I did try the Club de Nuit. It's here. I don't know why everybody's asking me about this. This is, come on, guys. I mean, it's like, what, $30? Everybody can get their own idea about this. Yeah, it's all right. It's definitely. I mean, I kind of changed my idea on clones. I was very against it originally, but now I think if it's a good clone that performs well, that's just capitalism for me, and I agree with it. So it's fine, as long as it's not a counterfeit where you don't know what you're gonna get. But a solid clone, just like with what's its name? I didn't find the clone for this one here. Oud for Glory here. This is Oud for Greatness, but there's a wait. Oh, is this the clone? No. Let's see. No, this is the initial one, but this is Oud for Greatness. But Oud for Glory is actually really damn good, and it only costs 1/10 of this. This is like $350 or $300, and the other one is just 10% of that, and you get the same performance. Let's be real. Let me go through some of the other questions here. Fresh compliment getters for me. Obviously, I'm biased. I got Office. That's pretty much what I wear. Office. Another fresh one would be probably Versace Eros. And what's it called? Damn, the one from Bulgari. The blue, light blue one. I forgot what it's called. I have to look it up. Let me see what else we got. Uomo is actually no, I don't have. This is not Uomo. This is Cavalli Golden Anniversary. Oh yeah, it is called Uomo. See, I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about fragrances. I'm an influencer. Don't listen to me. So Roberto Cavalli Uomo. It's a good one. I like it. Man, I'm smelling a lot of stuff here now. It's a good one. I actually am happy about this. This is one of the few fragrances I ever purchased of a website just like that, you know. And that was after I saw a review, because I was intrigued that it wasn't available in the States. So I like to get something that's not typically super available everywhere. I got it from Canada. I don't know about Chanel's plans. I'm not in their head. I could give you guys live lessons until the cows come home, but I don't know if that's the right thing for the channel here. Thomas was asking. Working on ideas when it comes to fragrance releases. Not sure yet. We'll see. Yes, Gordon X. Big Bro Fragrance is a reference to my little brother Jeremy Fragrance. Super Lola. Did you have negative experiences with family as well? It sounded like this from your answer. RVR is asking any ideas on how to train recognizing notes in fragrances to my 17-year-old son. I would do the same thing that I hate to brag, but same thing I told Jeremy to do is just buy one of those boxes where you have fragrances, those notes, and you know, every day, just you can sort it kind of like you start from the here, and then every time when you guess it right, you put it out of the box. If you guess it wrong, you put it in the back on the box, and then you get the next one. And so that you repeat that until you get all of the notes right, until they're all out of the box. Does it make sense? And then the next day you do it again. Maybe I should be doing that too, because honestly, I'm so bad at not recognizing notes, but well, I guess recognizing and combining them with the names. I'm not good at that. Jesus, somebody just donated 4.49 pounds. Where is that? Who's this? Oh, Mr. Smelly. How's it going, buddy? Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, Mr. Smelly. Keep up the hustle. Keeping up the hustle. My wife, I like Parfums de Marly, probably. Yeah. Delia by Parfums de Marly is my favorite. Mr. Smelly, how do I get more super chats? You seem to be the master of super chats. I watched your live stream there when I donated to you too, and I saw people just pew 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 go off with the super chats. By the way, talking about money, I still have somebody's guitar here, and I was thinking about selling that thing. Do you guys recognize this guitar? I was thinking to trash that thing in a video. But then I checked, and that thing is actually worth quite a bit of money. So I was thinking about selling it, but now I'm thinking I'm just going to learn how to play guitar. It's a nice skill. Next to learning, usually I'm a little bit more into these, which is nice ukulele, you know? I'm well. I am well, thank you. I'm blessed with a beautiful family. Yeah, I will definitely not trash the guitar now. Belize! I love Belize. I've never been, but I'm a freediver, and I heard that Belize has the best freediving in the world. Is that true, Ryan? Can you confirm that? Nelson, Ryan, while I wait for your answer. Nelson, I have not always worked in the fragrance industry. In fact, my background is industrial engineering. And so after I graduated in Germany, well, actually, before I graduated, I went to Hawaii for an exchange semester. And Then I had to go back, graduate, and then I returned, actually, because I had a girlfriend there, and she asked me to look for opportunities there. I started working in renewable energy. I started a renewable energy company, and within 3 months, I was living the life, the American dream, because I actually wrote a rap song about this, believe it or not, guys. If you want to check out the rap song, check on SoundCloud, Honolulu Hustler, and the song name is called Adapt and Create. And that's my life in Hawaii and how I got started. And I list like, I don't know, 15, 20 different jobs that I had. But I was always somewhat entrepreneurial and I had a lot of fun. So yeah, fragrance was definitely something interesting, but check it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ryan. Blue Hole, you can definitely freedive that too. Although I think I would have to shave my beard and mustache to have good suction here on my mask. Yeah, I bought this originally because I do conduct some interviews for my consulting job, where I go into companies and I interview their employees. And this was actually meant for the outside, so my kids know when they have to be freaking quiet. But I actually kind of liked it here more in my background when I do those podcasts. So it just ended up being here. I kind of like it, and the kids, they understand it now. Anyway, guys, this was a lot of fun. I hope it was half as entertaining to you as it was to me. Um, yeah, I did have an interesting life so far. I definitely cannot complain. I'm a very happy man. But yeah, I would love to do those live chats every once in a while. What do you guys think? Should we schedule something fun? I will be on live chat with Antonio from Real Man Real Style next week on Thursday, I think. Michelle Curly Fragrance, I think she's gonna be on there as well, and we'll just be, just chatting, just having fun, just a good time. So I hope to see you guys there as well. With that being said, I thank you guys again for your wonderful comments, and also for Mr. Smelly and some other folks that donated here. Appreciate your time, and thank you for being on this journey with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right, now I have to figure out how to turn this off.